Hello. How's everyone doing? Sorry, I am just waking up. I've got to go to work after this. So this isn't going to be a long one at all. This is the best coffee has ever tasted. Let me say hello to everyone. Kind of a weird vibe, right? Hold on. Hold on. Nikki Evans, a Brew 09, Ocean Wave, Needy Dwyer, Norma Thomas, hello, been a long time. Samantha Baker, Margaret Rainey, Amanda, Mar BMW sequel admin. Okay. A Gramsci Life, hello. A very special welcome to you, A Gramsci Life. You were fantastic the other night. Shelby M, Evelyn Arnaud, Kathy, Catherine H, Becky P, Stassi Hart, J, Waleska Baka, since you're going well. Bite me, what's up? I'm not going to go through everybody's name because I don't have a lot of time. Debbie Desrocher, Carrie Lee, Violet, Lufa, Cherry K, what's up? What's up, Casey? Yeah, man. Listen, I don't know what y'all logged on for. It's been an eventful couple of days, to say the least. But here's the thing: is that's not what was the most eventful for me. Yes, Utrash was streaming Critical K's live the other night. Yes, I went on panel. Yes, what always happens when I go on Critical Case panel happened, which is I basically destroy them verbally and then I get booted off. It would have went a lot better if I didn't have technical difficulties, but there's a reason for this. And I'm not going to go too deep into this, but there's a reason why the same thing always takes place. Because one of us actually believes in what we're saying, the other one doesn't. One of us has something to gain monetarily from all of this, the other one doesn't. It's just that simple. It blows my mind how people are blind to this. But you know, I will say this though. Yesterday there was a very I don't even know what word to use to describe it. There was a channel that I'm not a fan of, but eventually I went on panel. I got off work and I said, you know what? I'll go ahead and go on panel. Despite all the trash talking that took place, it was really, really pathetic because what ends up happening is in a span of just a few minutes, I managed to confront Critical K with her own lack of conviction with two simple questions. Which I'll get to in a moment. And her response to this, after sitting there and comfort stroking each other, her and Labia Boy were just comfort stroking each other. Did I do okay? Well, Will was up here. I mean, I did okay, right? Yes, Kay. Yes, Kay, right? You did good. Yes, Kay, you did very good. You did good. It was pathetic. So how does the patheticness get topped? Well, this person goes on some bullshit hate channel and with a panel of 8 squawking hags just quack, 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 and saying the most ridiculously stupid shit, totally immature shit. And it wasn't even making me mad. I was trolling their chat, and she didn't even have any moderators. Like at least none that have a job to do anything. So they just let me troll this chat the entire time without kicking me off, without deleting any of my comments, which I was grateful for, actually, because I don't think it was a question of ignorance or negligence. I think it was a question of this channel is for, I actually believe Queen Bee when she says this channel is just for talking shit. We're here to talk shit. And that's what they did. But the desperation for validation from Critical K by going on that channel and doing what she did and saying what she said was so pathetically, like I said, it was desperate. It was pure desperation. And then I went ahead and I went on panel under the understanding that it would just be me and Queen Bee talking, because I wasn't trying to be talked over by a bunch of squawking, cursing, yelling people who sound like they smoke 20 times the amount that I do. And I wasn't in the mood. I had just finished getting off work, and I just wasn't in the mood for that. But I will say that we ended up having a productive dialogue. I don't really remember. I don't know who the third person was on that panel, but they did extend me the respect of having a productive dialogue with me, despite all their ridiculous lies and insults prior to that. So I'm grateful to that. I'm grateful for that. And I'm going to go ahead and say that my evening went on to be an evening to focus on gratitude. Before I get into that, I want to say it because I posted it. I posted it on Twitter, and I posted it on my community, I believe. But I want to ask Critical K a serious question. And that question being, will you take all the money that you've made from talking about this case, because it's not a case. All she's done is talk about the gossip between family members. She's done nothing productive for this case. She's done nothing productive in advocacy for children. She's done nothing productive for bringing any type of awareness to any type of problems. All she's done is perpetuate gossip between people that we don't even know, while saying none of this is our business because we don't know them. So, will you take every penny that you've made and donate it to something that you believe in? I'll take any charity. Doesn't even matter. Could be, I'll take whatever secret Nazi organization you belong to. I'll take that. Whatever. I want to know that you didn't do this for the money. And we all want to know that you didn't do this for the money. Since you have so much, since you don't need any, take the money you made off of talking about this family's case and give it away to a charity. But she won't. And we all know why she won't. I mean, yeah, she won't. This is a person who's just simply empty inside. And I realized this because I almost went live last night, kind of half cocked. A little bit of me would have been pissed. But that's not why I didn't go live. I didn't go live last night because lately, my son and I have decided to just kind of start fresh and slowly build a relationship, because it's not like me and my kid ever like hated each other or anything like that. We didn't agree on certain things because we didn't agree on how we dealt with things. I didn't agree on how he dealt with things. He definitely didn't agree on how I dealt with things. And he has every right to feel the way that he did, because I made a lot of mistakes as a father. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not too ashamed to say that here. I made a lot of mistakes as a father. So I'm only just grateful that he is willing to have a dialogue with me, and we can just talk. And so last night I just texted with him. I just texted him and said, "Hey man, what's up? How you doing?" You know, I don't know exactly what I texted him, but then he texted me back, "Hey, I'm gonna go for a walk or whatever. Do you want to talk in like 10 minutes?" Yeah. So we end up talking, and I told him this last night. It was easily the best conversation, the best one-on-one conversation I've had with any human being in my entire life. I saw a 20-year-old young man and respected every word that came out of his mouth. He respected mine. It was a man-to-man conversation with someone that I am privileged to call my son. And it was the most beautiful thing in the world. It got to a point after we had this deep conversation, because we talked for a long time. I don't even know how long it was that we spoke, but I don't even know how long it was that we spoke, but I remember telling him, I remember telling him that, you know, I would hold him in one hand, you know, feed him his bottle at one point in his life, and he would just stare at me, you know, he'd be holding the bottle like this, and he would just stare into my eyes, and I would stare into his. We did this. This was a multiple times a day ritual. And I remember him being that small and in my hand, and I'd look at him and say, one day we're going to actually talk like men, you know? And I was just a kid. You know, I mean, I was an adult, it's 25, but I was just a kid, you know? Uh, and this was reality. This was manifested into reality, this prediction I had when he was this small. And it happened last night. And my son and I have had many, many conversations, many good conversations, many bad conversations. But last night, we talked about gratitude forever. We talked about how important gratitude is. It was the dopest thing to hear this person who I who was just the most amazing thing in my life, and being this big, man, you know? And then and hearing the way that he views life today, how he views his existence, what his responsibilities spiritually are. There's nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing to be more proud of when it comes to having a child, and then they become an adult, when you're both capable of having this extremely enlightening dialogue between the two of you, where each of you is learning from the other in a very, very productive and even level. It wasn't a father-son conversation. To some degree it was, but mostly it was just a man-to-man conversation. And I reached a level of respect for him that I never had before. I've always respected my son, but I reached a level in this conversation with him last night. And everything else that has been going on meant nothing when this conversation took place and afterwards. Everything else that has happened here on YouTube was so minuscule in comparison to that. It was nothing. And I wonder, I can't help but think that the type of people who engaged in the behavior that they did and have been, if they'll ever experience that, if they'll ever find something inside them, the place inside them, that if that does happen, they take the time to reflect on it and be grateful for it. How ironic that I'm beyond grateful for simply having a productive conversation with my son, who's now a man, about gratitude. Yeah, that's real, man. Hold on, bite me. You have to have a soul to be grateful, Will, and some of those folks have zero. Yeah, man. I mean, I get that. And I didn't feel that way when I was speaking with I it's like I've had conversations. I feel like if Queen Bee still had Critical K on her panel, she would have behaved a lot differently than she did last night. She was actually very nice. She was actually very respectful. She was actually, and I felt that she was receptive of the things that I was saying. Somebody else came on panel, and then all of a sudden there was 6 people on panel, and I was like, all right, I gotta go, and I left. I just hope moving forward, because I saw it in this person. I saw Queen Bee be very, very capable of actually having a very productive channel. And I hope that I hope that her channel grows and she does well. But I hope that she does it with the mindset that she had while she was talking with me. I really hope so. Not a fan of hers. You know, I mean, she said some pretty awful things. She went along with a lot of lies that were being spun about me. I mean, it's funny to me because this stuff, if these things were true, they would have bothered me and made me mad. You know what I mean? Like, but the fact, I just became more in awe of how outrageous these lies got more and more and more. I've never punched a woman in the face. I mean, that's never happened. Never. I mean, so to sit here and say these things and then say things say that you're an advocate for people who have lies spoken about them when nobody spoke lies about these people. We showed evidence that there was reason to be concerned about an environment that they were providing children. That's all we did. That's all I did. I showed reason to be concerned. Reason that this needs to be looked into. That's it. So it's just mind-blowing to me how one side of the mouth says, this poor woman, she had to flee, and we demand an apology because you perpetuated a mob that's going after this woman. I've never, ever condoned doxing. Ever. I've never doxed anyone, and I've never condoned doxing. As a matter of fact, I speak against it. My mods constantly drop comments saying, do not contact or harass anyone in any way. Because it's not just me. We on this channel are adamantly against that. The subscribers and listeners that I want, the caliber of listener that I want, is adamantly against that kind of behavior. I don't engage in that kind of behavior. I simply don't. And I don't condone that kind of behavior. And what was really funny was me and my son actually talked a little bit about Critical K. He's been listening. I didn't know that till last night, but he's been listening. And he said extremely accurate things, not out of anger. He didn't say anything disrespectful or mean or rude. He didn't take cheap jabs. We were having a conversation about gratitude and self-awareness. And he had her number. I was so proud of him because I was talking to a young man who knows to look at someone's actions if they're going to judge someone. I'm going to read you something. I also have these conversations from time to time with the person that I respect most on this planet. That's my older brother. And he read me something, or he sent me something, told me to read it after we got done talking because we were talking about a very similar thing. There are people who because I've gone on this channel and I've talked shit. I've done fun little drag videos. We all kind of do that from time to time, but when I'm not doing that, and that's the thing, is Annie doesn't engage in that, but that's also why Annie has 100,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Almost. She's almost there. So if you're not subscribed to 10 to Life, please make sure to do so. Get her to 100K. I would love to see that happen for her because she absolutely deserves it. But There's a reason why someone has that many subscribers. But when you don't do anything, you don't advocate for anything. You don't actually believe in anything because there's nothing. I've never heard Critical Case say anything that she was passionate about other than hating something, other than being against something. She's not for anything. She's against. And she's not even consistent about that. 1 minute, a child is a brat, and it's okay to drag a child out of a car by force, hospitalizing them as a result. But on the other side of her mouth, you should never, ever put your hands on a child. That's not how you ever discipline a child. Anybody who disciplines a child by spanking is a piece of shit. Do I condone spanking? No. But I also don't condone people telling other people how to fucking parent. I don't condone someone sitting there with 2 kids at home and getting slosh drunk for 5 hours on a live stream telling people how to parent. No. See, I see that. Now, I'm not saying that I was a good parent. I'm not saying that at all. I made a lot of mistakes as a parent. But I'm not up here telling people how to parent. Am I? So, Theodore Roosevelt said, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." What the fuck are you doing? I'm out here getting my hands dirty because I'm working them. I'm taking slander from people because I'm sticking up for something. What the fuck are you doing? This is about the critic. This person literally has the word critical in their name. You do nothing. Not one thing that you have said. This is why every time I come on your panel, you shake. Not because I'm a bully, not because I'm a man talking disrespectfully to a woman. No, it's because I am aware of your bullshit and I corner you with it. Not my bullshit, your bullshit. That's why you quake. That's why you won't let me on your panel. That's why you won't come on my panel. And I was going to show all the receipts, but here's the thing is I already did that. Those live streams are still up. These are people that Critical K will never dox anybody. Dude, I showed receipts screenshots of her telling people to dox people. Dipshit Magoo did an entire live stream on his channel with me there exposing the Kiwi Farms thing where she showed her feet. She got duped into showing her feet because she was trying to get someone else to dox somebody because she didn't want to do it herself. And now, yes, Critical K is absolutely under investigation. Want to know how I know? Give me just 1 second here.
Yeah, hi, this is Kay returning your call.
Oh, okay, Kay.
Hi.
Sorry.
Can you all hear that okay?
Yeah, hi, this is Kay returning your call.
Oh, okay, Kay.
Hi.
Sorry. I'm in my car right now. Another call. I appreciate you calling me back. I don't know if you have a few minutes I can talk to you. The reason I'm calling you, you probably have a good idea.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea.
Gotcha. Well, it's a gentleman down here filed a report, and that his ex-girlfriend had sent nude pictures of him out. And I guess supposedly she had sent pictures to you, or one of the pictures to you. I think it was like last year. It was I mean, I guess I'm calling it touch base with you as far as the investigation goes.
Well, the only thing I have to say about is he is not happy with the things I've had to say about his family and about his sister. And all I've done is shared my opinion online. And for that, I've gotten harassment from for 2 years. And this is, in my opinion, another way for him to try to harass me. I don't know anything about this. He's got issues. He's angry that people online discuss that. I mean, it's a murder case. It went global. It's discussed. He's mad at everyone who discusses it. And me personally, I've backed off from discussing it. I hardly ever discuss it anymore. But for some reason, he still has he's got an itch, that to come after me. And he's all over YouTube saying, Critical K's day is coming. I'm going to get her. I'm going to ambush her legally. I'm this, that, and the other. Like, dude, just go away and leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I don't say nothing about him. I don't harass him. I don't say anything about him. I got nothing to do with him. I want nothing to do with him. I want him to just leave me alone.
Yeah, I hear you.
I have the right to speak about the murder. I've got the right. It's my right.
Yeah.
I've done nothing wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so girlfriend never reached out to you.
I mean, if she sent his picture out, go talk to her. Go talk to her.
Yeah. Okay.
It just has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. I didn't ask for any picture of him, and it's got nothing to do with me. And not to mention, this is 2 years ago. I mean, you're talking about 2 years ago when all of this stuff was happening.
Doesn't matter.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm not saying you asked for it. I'm just saying, if his ex-girlfriend was like, I'm going to send these pictures out for popularity or whatever because of everything going on with them. That's, I'm not accusing you of asked for photos or anything like that, It was mentioned that she sent them to you.
Yeah, hello? Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I have nothing to say about that.
All right. All right. Well, I appreciate you returning my call.
Okay, thank you.
And all right, have a good weekend.
Okay, you too.
That's all I got to say about that. Anywho, so I mean, it's ridiculous. This is someone who will sit there and say, Annie is obsessed with me. Annie is obsessed with me. Annie doesn't talk about Kay on her live streams. Here's something. I want you guys to go into your YouTube, since you're on YouTube right now. I want you to look at Annie's channel and look at all of her videos. And I dare you to find me one tag that says K, critical K, anything regarding K, right? Hypocritical K, nothing. You'll never see any of that. Go to K's live streams, hit the description, and look at the tags. Her tags are blasted with Annie, Annie Elise, 10 to life, so on and so forth. That's all you got to do. You got to just look. All you got to do is open your eyes and look. This is somebody who is completely and totally fucking delusional. Not even a little bit. Like, gone, done, crazy fucking delusional. She literally had a live stream and titled it A Letter to Annie. What in blue perfect hell is that? and then say, she's obsessed with me. She's obsessed with me. When all of your videos tag Annie obsessively. Why? Because Annie has almost 100,000 subscribers and Kay wants to piggyback off of that. That's it. The evidence is there. People, this is a true crime community. Look at the evidence. People will say, well, Will, you're obsessed with Annie. No, man. Like, she's a friend, but I'm proud to call her a friend because she started a channel. I could see that her heart was in the right place with what she was trying to do because she's actually trying to cover true crime and bring awareness. She talks about numerous cases. She's covered like 10 cases since the Sophie thing. I mean, like 10. So, I mean, all you got to do is just look at the evidence. So I'm, yeah, man, I'm lucky to have a friend and ally like Annie. But we're friends because we've earned each other's respect. We live our lives by certain actions. We run our channels by certain actions. We focus on things that we want to bring awareness to. We're grateful for our platforms, and we try to use them in a productive manner to try to bring awareness to things that we're passionate about. We don't use them to spread gossip about people's personal lives. We don't dox people. We don't harass people. We don't send police to do wellness checks on people just to harass them. We don't do that. Josh doesn't do that. Mr. Nut doesn't do that. These are people who I'm proud to call friends in this community. These are people who I respect in this community because their actions are those of virtuous people. I don't even know how else to put that. Well, Debbie, yeah, that's great and all, you know, but what's funny is Annie doesn't even need me to stand up for her. She doesn't. This is just me talking positive about people that I happen to have associations with and I'm grateful for. Sorry, I'm looking at comments too, man. You guys are tripping me out. So, changing the subject, I heard Robbie had I saw because I was there for some of it, but I was working, so I had to get off. But at some point, apparently, this person Sandra is a medium, and she did a reading on me, and I didn't hear it. If anybody has a timestamp on that, I'll play it right now. I got a few minutes before I got it. Oh, actually, no, I don't have time. I'll have to listen to it later. Because I don't know how long it is, and I gotta go to work soon. So. Oh, good job, buddy. Annie's channel is called 10 to Life. Hold on. Let's see here. The Glare, I have a question about a channel you were on recently. Had you done any research on Katie Joy without a crystal ball before you went on? She's a fan of CK, KJ. I mean, that doesn't matter. I don't judge people by their association with people for the most part. Yeah, I was on Katie Joy's channel for a minute, but no, I've not done any research on her personally. I'm aware of her interaction with CK. I don't, yeah. But you know, yeah, personally, I don't have anything against her because I've never listened to her. I've tried to listen to her, and her channel just didn't interest me. You know, and she was respectful to me when I was on her panel. That's as far as I'm going to judge her. I realize a lot of people don't like her, and I respect their issues with her, but those are their issues with her, you know. Yeah. See, here's the thing is what I was saying on Queen Bee's channel last night is very, very, I stand by it. I don't think there's anything left to talk about as far as that case goes. That's why none of us are talking about it. That's why only the gossip channels are talking about it, because there's nothing to do but stir up gossip. That's why we're not talking about it anymore. There's nothing to be done. The one person who was the best hope for this child, as so we thought, to keep her safe, basically because he couldn't keep his dick in his pants, ended up screwing up his credibility with the court, I would imagine, and no longer having any representation. I just don't see the court taking a child away from their mother unless you can prove the allegations of what goes on in that household. I don't know what goes on in that household. All I wanted was a thorough investigation to take place, which never happened. Now I fear it never will. Logic would dictate that it's not going to now. So, to me, there's no sense in talking about it. It's heartbreaking that that's the result, because I absolutely believe Sophie. But considering that there's reason to believe that the court, their actions have been questionable, I don't have a lot of faith that they're going to do anything to keep this child safe, since they've been actively avoiding looking into this. And now this dude blew all the support he had. So that's where we're at. So to me, at this point, discussing the person that he's sleeping with and the person who owns the car and blah blah blah, I still don't even know the exact details about that, because I stopped paying attention after Annie went over that stuff on this channel and confronted him. That, to me, that was it. That sealed the deal. It's like, okay, well, there's no sense in talking about this shit anymore. So I stopped talking about it. I mean, there's nothing left to talk about. There's literally nothing left to talk about except gossip. Who's sleeping with who's using drugs, who's not using drugs, blah, 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 blah. Don't care. A thorough investigation into this child's claims never took place and probably is not going to. And there are other people that need help. There are other people who have issues that I can help bring awareness to with my tiny little channel. And that's what I'm going to do moving forward. I hope the best for her. I do. And it breaks my heart that this child seems that every adult in her life has failed her. So, yeah, I've been one of those adults that was part of every adult in a child's life failing them. It's a horrible feeling. But I was so grateful because I realized last night talking with my son that our bad spot, like there was only a brief period of time in his entire time on this planet in the last 20 years. There was only a brief period of time where he and I had problems, real problems. The rest of that time, we always got along great. I didn't get to spend as much time with him as I wanted to and as I tried to, but we always had a very healthy relationship. And things got pretty bad at one point. But our time together on this planet, we both realized that is it's infinite, man. In comparison to that little small piece, we got all the time in the world to get back to where we were before that. That's something to be extremely grateful for, man. That's that, just that thought alone makes me go, fuck yeah, you know? So, well, yeah, that's true. But that's an understatement. She's an extreme far right conservative. So, and for those of you who sent PayPal donations, thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. Well, yeah, Lufa, but you're also not an asshole. You know, you don't write sympathy letters about Hitler. I mean, I don't know, bite me. I mean, I don't know. What's funny is I just don't care, you know, whether she's on here or not. Like at this point, you know, I mean, I've what can I do? What am I going to do? Show the same receipts over and over and over again? I've done everything I can do. I've shown the evidence. All you got to do is go back and watch live streams that I've done. You know, I don't sit there and just, you know, run my labia lips with nothing to, you know, with nothing to back it up without evidence. I don't do that. I don't sit there and flap my meat curtains. You know, without showing evidence. How funny was that shit, dude? Like, I you know, that was definitely one of my better moments because I was laughing hysterically. I was laughing hysterically when I was awarded. I was blessed with the opportunity to explain to Labia Boy why I call him Labia Boy. And the reaction on that panel was priceless. It was beautiful, the reaction. And I was laughing so hard at the reaction. They went, this man said, why are you so much of a pussy that you can't even just call me a pussy? I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad you asked me that. Yeah, Nicole, he was doing that. He was making the snoring sounds. You know, I mean, you just look at it. Every single person that went up on that panel that opposed her was told to shut up and got muted and called stupid. I mean, she spoke to an elderly woman who was being absolutely respectful. And this is the beautiful thing about Gramsci's life, right? When Gramsci's life was on that panel, at no point did she speak in a disrespectful, ugly way to Critical K. Although Critical K did it constantly to her, this woman never did that. Not because she was being respectful to Critical K. She was doing it because she was a wise woman. I heard a wise woman who refused to allow herself to be lowered to that. This was a person acting out of respect for herself as a lady, as an elder, and as a human being. She absolutely demanded and earned my respect when I was listening to her, because she had every reason to pop off. She never did. She faced Kay with these questions, and she had a sense of empathy when speaking to her. Like, she almost felt bad for Kay because she's the way that she is. I encourage you to go back and listen to that. Listen to the U Trash on Rumble. Don't go back and give her views. But, and if I can get my mods to drop that Rumble link, that would be great. I would really appreciate it. But Gramsci's life, man. Thank you. You were a shining example of what a panelist should do and how they should behave and how a member of this community should. Oh, thanks, Save Robbie. Love you too, buddy. Yeah, that was... Look at you, Lufa. That's why I love you, Lufa. Yo, look how fine Lufa is. Yo, can y'all see that picture? Damn. Is that really you? Damn. Gramsci, it's like I said in that chat. I love that you just said that, but it's like I said in that chat. The reason why I am grateful to you and the reason why I have the nerve to stand up for things that I think are right is because I've had women in my life growing up like you that raised me to be this way. So I'm grateful to you. Excuse me. All right, folks. That's it for me. I got to go to work. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm going to go to work in a fantastic mood, thanks to you. So, Laurieism, 1976. Welcome. Sorry, I'm logging off now. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Candace Pena Rice. I'll be a good boy, Kathy, I promise. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.